We have more than 7 confirmed playable worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm over here sitting patiently waiting for the day once again that I scream my head off at what the last few world reveals are. The Kingdom Hearts 3 world selection so far is absolutely incredible. I don't know how to explain, or I don't really need to explain why it's so incredible. Why don't I need to? Because a certain someone and I made a video just about that. That along with our guest on how the world order will go. You should go and check that out, link below in the description. That certain someone is also in this video, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's talk about how many possible worlds there are for Kingdom Hearts 3. The possibilities are endless. Kind of. Well, they're not as endless as you may think. A matter of fact, me and the mystery guests here have kind of limited the remaining worlds to only a few possibilities, and we have very good reasons as to why these are the most likely worlds to be revealed as well. So, enough with the mystery. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, you guys? It's VoltEditzz, and welcome to this super exciting discussion. As Prodigy said, we did a really exciting discussion on my channel in which we discussed why this world list in Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably the best ever. And today we're going to dive into why the potential worlds to yet be shown are super exciting and likely as well. So without further ado, I think we should just hop right into it. Do you agree, Prodigy?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm excited to get this started.
All right, let's do it. So one thing to consider is that Nomura stated in a recent interview that he was quick to remind us, one, that Big Hero 6 has been announced and that they have yet to show it off, and it will be the next world to be shown off. So I would say we could definitely expect that at TGS, as you would probably agree with me. But we don't have many worlds left to show, is what he said. We do have some left, including our original worlds, although. So the question that really rings in my head is that the next worlds that they have to show off, are they going to be Disney worlds? Are there any Disney worlds left? Or he's just going to be showing off original worlds, which also piques the question as to whether Nomura's favorite world is a Disney world or if it's an original world. So I'm kind of curious as to which that one is. Do you believe that we're going to have any Disney worlds shown left, or do you think we're all out?
Well, I definitely think we're going to have at least one more Disney world to be shown, because he does say we do have some left, including our original worlds, meaning it's with something. So, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be at least one more Disney World. I'm hoping there's at least 2. I would love 2 more Disney Worlds, but if there's only 1 more, I'll be able to live. But we at least need another Disney World. I just feel like we're missing one more world. I don't know what it is. I just feel empty with one more world. I need it. I need one more world. I don't care what it is, as long as it's somewhat good and it makes me happy. I need one more world.
Right? Exactly. I definitely think that at max, we're going to get 3 more worlds revealed to us. And at minimum, you know, of course, 1. I'm leaning towards 2 more world reveals, 2 more Disney world reveals, and the rest of the worlds being, you know, just original worlds, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be filled with original worlds, all the worlds that we have seen and loved throughout the Kingdom Hearts series, the Keyblade Graveyard, probably Daybreak Town. We already have the Realm of Darkness in there, and Twilight Town, Traverse Town, etc., etc. You know, all those original worlds that we've come to love throughout the series. Honestly, out of all of the Disney World possibilities that there are a lot. I'm going to give you guys a couple of reasons why I think this world in particular is going to be the world that gets revealed. I'm going to make a bold statement here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to own up to it. But I definitely think this world's going to be in Kingdom Hearts now. After me and Volt had a discussion before recording this collab about it, this is going to be in Kingdom Hearts. So the world that I think is most likely to be in Kingdom Hearts 3 is Brave. And me and Volt had a discussion about this because we started to think, okay, so they do have the new 7 hearts, and that's the element. So we definitely have to factor that into the last world that we have, like, revealed to us. I think there's only about 5 Princesses of Heart that we kind of came up with, 5 or 6. Maybe Elsa and Anna are considered 2, we don't know. But out of the 7 new hearts, there is 1 or 2 missing.
Yeah, we're definitely short. We're definitely short at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, we're definitely short, and I definitely feel like there's going to be another world in Kingdom Hearts 3 that has a princess in it. And I think the perfect princess to have would be Merida, because she's one of the most unique Disney princesses around. Whether you like Brave or not, you have to agree that she's one of the most unique Disney princesses.
I can indeed see Brave being a potential world. I'm personally not a huge fan of that movie, so I would want it to be included. For me personally, I don't want to offend anybody. I personally wasn't a giant fan of the movie. I could definitely see the Kingdom Hearts-esque of the movie with, you know, the magic and the fighting and we got bow and arrows, just some cool transformations maybe Sora could use. Stuff like that. I definitely see that, but for me, a world that I most likely want is Jungle Book. And why I say Jungle Book is because in terms of how like you're kind of choosing what worlds would be best for the game, I think that we need a world that is new and exciting, a new environment, which is something that Nomura has said each world is going to have a new environment, a new setting. Every world will be unique. Let alone we're kind of lacking on the Disney classic movie feel. I feel like we don't have many Disney classic movies yet. I think Hercules would be the only thing that I can think that fits that role of Disney classic. And even then, it's not super, super old. Well, Jungle Book's not super, super old either, but I would say Jungle Book fits in the category of a Disney classic. And this world has potential before. I mean, Birth by Sleep had it in the world files. Jungle Book was present. It just couldn't be accessed unless you're data mining. It just didn't end up making the final cut. So it could make sense as to why it could be Nomura's favorite world that has yet to been revealed, because he tried including it before, it just wasn't able to make the final cut. So it could be possible this is his favorite world. Additionally, it's a great film, and Sora would fit in well being a man cub in the jungle, which would certainly make Shere Khan very unhappy. We definitely seem to have a little bit of a jungle area in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, as we've seen as Sora's running up the rocks. It definitely seems to be somewhat of a jungle area. But I think that's honestly just like some jungle vines and stuff. It's not going to be a full-on jungle area. I definitely see Jungle Book being a big jungle area with a big like temple in the jungle where you got King Louie's little place and then the little village. I definitely see Jungle Book can be a super big, tremendously amazing fit. And in terms of the battling, you'd be battling a giant snake, you'd be battling a tiger. Whether Sora would turn into an animal himself or whether he'd be a man cub, which is more likely, I'm not sure. But it'd almost be like fighting Scar again, except this time you don't have to be a lion yourself, you know?
I hated that most.
Yeah, and I could certainly see Jungle Book being a very likely world. Although there is one more world that comes to mind, and Prodigy, I think you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're thinking. Does it have a frog in it by any chance? Any kissing of frogs?
And a princess? Yeah, just a little bit.
It could be. That could be anything, though, right? It could be anything.
I think you guys get where we're going. We're going Princess and the Frog. I think Princess and the Frog is a very likely world, and I think Prodigy will do a pretty good job explaining as to why.
Yeah, because the whole princess setting, like, of course, by the way, the 7 hearts doesn't necessarily have to be princesses. It's just pure hearts, right? But, of course, princesses fill that role easier than a lot of other characters, so...
Of course.
Yeah. I definitely feel like we're going to get another gimmicky world, at least one more gimmicky world. What I mean by that is, like, worlds where Sora changes his attire and size, like the Toy Story world. That I feel like that's a gimmicky world.
Changes his form.
And I feel like Sora could possibly change into a fighting frog, similar to those. It kind of reminds me of those little night frogs in Dream Drop Distance. You remember those?
Yeah, I mean,
that's something I can imagine.
For all we know, he couldn't be a frog. I mean, the main characters in the movie are obviously Naveen, Tiana, and then we have the crocodile/alligator and a lightning bug or a firefly, and then we have 2 frogs, obviously. So in terms of fighting as a animal, I mean, Sora doesn't have to be a frog. He could transform into anything, really. I mean, Sora, they could make him whatever animal they really want that would be suitable for holding a weapon and fighting. I mean, they pretty much have free creative ability with that. And then not only that, then we have the main fight against Dr. Fassler, which would be really trippy and probably a really interesting battle. I mean, I'm not fully fond of the idea of Princess and the Frog being in the game, just because I think there's other worlds that could do a better job and that I would much more like to see. But if it was one of the worlds left as a Disney World to show, I'd understand why they did it, and I wouldn't be completely unhappy. I definitely think they could do a great job with it, having a swampy area, having a New Orleans town area, maybe even a restaurant area. And there's a lot of options they could do with that. Although it kind of makes me question, then maybe why didn't they put Remy in that world? They should have put Remy in that world. I mean, honestly, because it's the cooking and stuff. But in terms of that world having an appearance, I think it's very likely, and the Dr. Fassler fight would be really cool because maybe Sora doesn't have to be the animal he is the entire time. Sora could be an animal halfway through the world, and then the other half he's a person again. So I think that world would be gimmicky in a sense, but I also think that the movement through the world, like if you were a frog, imagine what it's going to be like traveling through the world.
Oh, that would be interesting. I want to see how they do that. Maybe you're able to exchange between like different animals for different movements. That would actually be really interesting. I can see the world being something like that. Totally.
If that's the case, I want to fight Madam Mim from Sword in the Stone.
Yeah. Moving on from Princess and the Frog, I do want to explain a little bit more as to why I feel like Brave for me personally, that's the world I think is most likely to be revealed, like the next new world to be revealed. Reason I say that is because just knowing the type of person Nomura is, he said his favorite world has not been revealed yet. Now that could be anything, doesn't necessarily have to be a dark story like Brave, but I definitely feel like that's something to note because Nomura is a person that likes dark stories, and Brave definitely has that dark atmosphere around it compared to a lot of other Disney movies. Not saying there aren't dark Disney movies, but Brave kind of stands out among those. Just the atmosphere of Brave and everything that I feel like you'd be able to do in that world. I can easily see a Keyblade transformation where Sora turns his Keyblade into a bow and arrow. How cool would that be? Sora in his outfit that fits that world. That would just be amazing. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like speculate a bunch about all the boss battles, all the Heartless you could face. I just think that world fits Kingdom Hearts and would be, I won't say fits, but it's different enough, and it's different enough to spark interest as to why it would be in the Kingdom Hearts game. The atmosphere of that world, the fact that Merida is a princess, she is pure of heart. I definitely think that Sayax would be an organization member that would be in that world as well, and it's just a lot of things that make me feel like Brave would fit. Also, Brave came out in 2012, Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced in 2013. Brave for like a good 2-3 years was on top of the world. Every time you went to a Disney theme park, which I go to a lot, you would see Merida there. You see a lot of Brave stuff, just Brave everything around that time.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and in contrast, that I can also see in the sense for other people to visualize where Princess and the Frog fits, because it's a very gimmicky world. There's a lot of creative ability they have with the world. Additionally, I feel like there was one world for me in Kingdom Hearts that always brought like a uniqueness to me, and that was Nightmare Before Christmas. And even though we went there twice, it gave you a different feel. You know, you change your outfit and you got a different feel because you're in this spooky, scary Halloween world. And now they're starting to do that with a lot of the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, as they're making everything kind of try to fit you into the world, changing your outfit and such. And I feel like Princess and the Frog will be a good fit for that as well, because Dr. Fassler is kind of surrounded by mystery and spookiness and almost like a Halloween vibe, in my opinion. Additionally, it seems his story is slightly dark. I mean, doesn't he die by like getting like killed by the spirits and like sucked into a fiery pit or something like that? So in terms of Nomura, I know that he likes personally dark characters. Nomura has said himself that he prefers Xehanort over Sora. He relates much more to Xehanort than Sora, and so I could see him also having a big fancy for Dr. Fassler in the sense, and maybe that kind of influences why that could as well be his favorite world in the next reveal in the series. But I definitely see the backing for both Brave and Princess and the Frog in both sense, that there's a Disney princess for a Princess of Heart, and there is a lot of gameplay and story mechanics that fit well with the series. My only worry for Brave is that Tangled is our forest area, foresty place, and Brave would also kind of be a foresty place with a castle, which I feel like Tangled is close to the same thing, except not as medieval, if that makes any sense.
Also, like, you know, it might be a thing where it's like it might be easier for them to put 3D Disney movies in the game because they have something easier to reference off of, because we do know that Pixar has actually shared like files with them, models with them to like help them make like Woody and Buzz, for example. Maybe that's the same case with a lot of the other 3D Disney movies, because it's way easier to like make that transition 3D to already 3D from 2D to, you know, putting it in Unreal Engine 4. I definitely agree with you though. Like, I definitely feel like we do need another 2D Disney movie. It's just that I don't personally see it happening just yet. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3, what they're trying to do is they want this game to be as successful as possible, and they're going to put as many like recent 3D Disney movies in as possible. Of course, all the popular Disney movies that came before Big Hero 6. I definitely think are going to be in the game. We already have Frozen, Brave is very likely, Tangled's in there. Like, I feel like we're just going to get a lot of worlds like that. And although I would love them to just put more 2D Disney movies in the game, like me personally, my most wanted world in the Kingdom Hearts game, period, is Atlantis Lost Empire from that movie. If you haven't watched that movie, do yourself a favor.
Yeah, it sucks too, man, because if I had to pick a world that I was basing on shooting with bow and arrows and in a medieval setting with a forest and a castle, I'd want Robin Hood my entire life of Kingdom Hearts. Like, just give me Robin Hood. That and Unreal Engine and fighting in that world, I would have a blast in that world. I've always wanted Robin Hood. I just don't see the likeliness of it anymore. I don't think the popularity is there, unfortunately. If they're going to do something in the sense of 2D, I think it's just most likely to be either Jungle Book or Princess and the Frog. And then in terms of the 3D movies we have left, Brave is very likely, and anything else so forth. But unfortunately, I mean, I would love Moana, but it's too late. I mean, Big Hero 6 was the last selection. Moana would have been a perfect fit. But I definitely think that it's fair to say... Yeah, it's fair to say, definitely, for sure, that I think a lot of people need to realize also is that whatever worlds don't get picked, that doesn't mean that the characters aren't going to be present. I definitely think that if Brave isn't a world, it's very likely that Merida shows up as a link for Sora. You know, I mean, Wreck-It Ralph is a link for Sora. Sora's never met Wreck-It Ralph in his life, so I think it's very likely that even the worlds that we don't get, we'll possibly get a link for. You know, we'll probably get Maui from Moana. Me and Prodigy have both agreed on this. We could get Merida. We could get Merida from Brave if Brave doesn't appear. You know, there's a lot of things that I think come in that we also don't really realize. And I think at the end of the day, we'll be happy with whatever world we get. And this was just a good discussion to kind of jot down some ideas and have a really cool discussion to kind of hop you guys in on where our heads are at.
Yeah, man, I had so much fun talking about this. It's a pleasure talking about Kingdom Hearts 3 with anyone, like, anytime. So I just love doing this. Thank you guys so much for coming to today's video. Once again, go ahead and check out the collab me and VoltEditzz did on his channel. Link at the top of the description below. Please check that out. Do yourself a favor. It's a really entertaining video. I know you guys will love it if you haven't already. But yeah, man, do you have anything else to say before we end this off officially?
Yeah, of course. I just want to thank you guys for letting me jump onto this channel and share the spotlight here with Prodigy. Prodigy, thank you for having me. I'm glad we got to discuss this. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is right around the corner. I nearly can't wait. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm locking myself in my room for a month, and I'm only coming out to shower and eat my food.
Bro, it's just starting to set in. As the days go by, it's setting in more and more. Like, this game's gonna be in my hands soon. I'm gonna be playing it. Yeah. But
the minute December arrives is gonna be it's gonna be a fun one because it's gonna be Christmas time, and I'm gonna think one more month, and knowing what's probably happening and Square Enix track record with Jump Festa, we're probably gonna get a big launch reveal trailer at Jump Festa, which is just gonna be a collaboration of everything, and I'm probably gonna lose my mind the day of Christmas. Or the day before Christmas.
That's gonna be crazy, man. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. My name is Prodigy. Check out VoltEditz's channel and the video at the top of the description below. My name is Prodigy again, and I'll see you guys next time.
Peace out, you guys.
Peace.